Hello, Math 213 students. This is Dr. Greaves, and I thought I would make a quick video to introduce technology that we're going to be using throughout this semester, and to help you do some of the homework that you're doing for Chapter 2, and also to show you the thing that we're going to use for other chapters as well. So what I have on my screen right now is a problem from Chapter 2. This is mammal longevity data, and the very first thing you're asked to do is to calculate the mean and standard deviation of the data. Well, the mean is just the average, so you could pull out a calculator and find the average of all of those numbers. You can see there's a lot of them. There's 40 numbers, and you could do that. It would take you a lot of time, but it's possible. For standard deviation, the formula is a little bit more complicated. If you click the hint button, this box will show up. It shows you the formula for standard deviation, but calculating this by hand would be extremely tedious and a process that you wouldn't want to do. So instead, let's use technology to calculate those things. The homework problem does include a link to StatKey, so if you click that link, you will get sent to the internet, to the StatKey website. By the way, you can download this as a Chrome app, and it will run without internet if you do that. It works really well on Chrome. That's the web browser that I'm using. Alright, so once we're in there, you can see there's a lot of options. Right now what we're doing in Chapter 2 is a bunch of descriptive statistics, things like mean and median and standard deviation and variance. In later chapters we're going to do things called confidence intervals, and we're going to do hypothesis testing, and so we'll use these other features later on. But right now we're dealing with just some descriptive stuff. This mammal data is one quantitative variable. So if you click one quantitative variable, it'll open up the program to do things for one quantitative variable. So for example, once you have the data in there, it'll show you things like the dot plot. It will show you the histogram, and you can drag this to change the number of rectangles to get a nice looking histogram. It'll also even do box plots. So all of that stuff is done for you. Over to the right, you will notice that the sample statistics have been calculated for you. So you can see the sample size, the average, and the standard deviation, as well as the 5-number summary. So the program will do it for you. Now, when you open the one quantitative variable feature, if you click this drop-down menu, you will see a lot of built-in data sets that you can play with and look at. But let's assume that you're dealing with a data set that's not in there. Well, on the homework exercise, there's usually a button that says click here for the data set. So click it. It's going to open up a box that has all the data sets from our textbook. Find the mammal longevity data set, which is right here, and now you can download it. There's lots of different files that you can choose, but the XLS, that's Excel, that's the easiest one. That's the one I would recommend. So click that. It's going to download that to your computer. Open that file up, and you'll see the data. So you can see the animal name along with the longevity and another variable that the data set actually has. If you want to get this data set into StatKey, then it's as easy as copy and paste. So highlight the data that you want to use and hit copy. Then coming over to StatKey, you click edit data, delete whatever data that is there, and you hit paste. Now you'll notice that these are just the numbers for longevity. I didn't include any kind of headers or descriptive words, so make sure you tell StatKey that. There's no header row that tells that labels what the data is. There's no column that has like the names that gave each of these numbers, so uncheck that box. And then when you click OK, there's the data set in StatKey along with all of the statistics that you would want to calculate. Just a few things about StatKey. It is a fantastic, easy to use software, and anything that's blue is basically editable. So you have all of these great buttons, and we'll see even more when we use the other programs to do other things. All right, well, that is an introduction into how you calculate some descriptive statistics for one quantitative variable, as well as see some nice pictures. And it's also how to upload data into StatKey. If you have any questions at all about this, feel free to shoot me an email or post a question on our discussion forum, and I'll be happy to help you. Until then, happy homework, and keep working away, keep having fun, and enjoy.